everybody. Welcome to B.O. Boys for Wednesday, August 13th. Fuck it. It's a raw feed. We're doing it live in studio. I'm Clayton.
Yeah, I'm Pat. Clayton, huge record-breaking episode on the last episode of the B.O. Boys. We had the great podcast Jesus Kirk Minahan in his 16th appearance on the show, not counting the best of course.
Yes.
So we're going to let him get to 20, and then it's 4 jackets sewn together. Is that what we're looking at here?
I thought it would just be 4 separate ones on top of each other, and then if he wanted to sew them together, he could, but like the layering, it should be a layering situation.
I think we sew them together at the end of the arm, so it's like you could spread them out like this, and they're all sewed together.
But you mean like the sleeves are
By the
sewed?
sleeve, yeah.
But then he would never wear any of them. What do you? Is it to hang up? Is it ornamental?
Yeah, I think it's ornamental. Yeah, I think it's like he dedicates a wall in his studio or his home to the 4 jackets, symbolizing that he's been on the B.O. Boys 20 times.
I disagree.
All right, well, you know what? Let's pose that to the mailbag, the theboboyspodcast at gmail.com, which we will be getting to because the mailbag is engorged.
Needs to be lanced.
And we will lance it later on this episode. So many great emails. I mean, there's I forgot if it's a marriage or just they're dating, like a couple that may break up unless we set things straight on this episode of the B.O. Boys. That's one of the emails we got. I mean, this is engorged.
That's a nice tease.
Yeah, great tease, but we've got to get to, this is a weekend preview episode. It feels like a turn the clock back to the spring, those days when 5 or 6 new movies were coming out, and they're all going to do bupkis at the box office. And we don't mean bupkis, the failed, can't find it anymore on Peacock streaming show that Joe Pesci came out of retirement for. We mean a bunch of movies that probably will not make a dime at the box office. But we'll see. Maybe one of these will be a hit. Do you want to get into some weekend previewing?
Yeah.
Let's start with just one that, I mean, the numbers are saying wide, but I don't believe this is going wide. But A24 and Apple, they came together to produce a Spike Lee movie starring Denzel Washington that looks like a crime thriller.
It's a remake.
It's a remake. So highest to lowest.
Yeah.
And it's the number 2.
Of course.
It looks great.
It's Denzel.
It's Denzel. It's Spike. Top 5 living director. And in a couple of weeks, this is going to be on Crapple TV Plus. And when this is wide release, I mean, what are we thinking? Is this maybe? I don't think it's going to get 1,000 theaters.
No, I'm only seeing it when I look at Fandango. I'm only seeing a few theaters in the city and only a few showings.
Right.
So I don't believe that this is going to be in every theater in Kansas.
Right. If it is not playing in most theaters in New York City, a Spike Lee movie.
Yeah.
Then I'm assuming there's like 10 other showings throughout the rest of the country.
So
if it's out wall to wall in Brooklyn, which I think at this point Brooklyn has like 3 movie theaters, but what is going on here? How disgusted are you that highest to lowest isn't getting a full theatrical release with an Oscar push?
Well, listen, Spike's taking his money from streamers. He did the Netflix movie, right? The Five Bloods.
Yep.
And
tell your man I'm good.
Yeah. So he did that. Now he's taking the money from Apple, which makes sense because a lot of these auteurs, they can only get the money from, if it's not an IP, they can only get the money from these tech companies, these tech bros.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to be like, oh, I know art. I understand things. Yeah. And so,
I mean, who would Spike Lee want to hang out with more than San Francisco tech bros? I mean,
him
natural
and Tim
fit.
Cook must really hit it off.
Yeah.
They must have so much in common.
Yeah.
So the thing that galls me the most is this is Denzel.
Yes.
So we're not talking about if the lead of this movie was Denzel's son,
John David Washington.
Then I'm thinking, all right, it can be on Crapple TV Plus.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. This is Denzel. This is a guy who still draws.
Yes.
One of the only stars that still draws.
Yeah.
When you ask people on the street, he's one of the only guys that remains a mainstay in their must-see. It's why Gladiator 2 didn't eat shit.
Yep. Yep.
Because it was a bunch of nobodies in that movie otherwise.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Mescal,
if it was Paul
sorry.
Mescal and another Paul Mescal in the Denzel part, that movie doesn't crack 45 million domestic.
His Equalizer movies
Yep.
continuously go over 100 or close to.
Yep.
And that's the problem here, is that you have a star that is bankable, and it's so rare.
Yeah.
And the fact that this isn't going everywhere, especially against the competition,
Right.
that's coming out this weekend,
Right.
this thing would be the highest grossing of all the releases if it had a wide release.
Yes.
Because of Denzel Washington.
Denzel. I mean, Spike Lee movies, again, one of the best directors ever. His movies are not always big grossers. They're often not. But the Denzel crime thriller movie that he made, Inside Man, that was a hit.
Yeah.
When he's got Denzel, he can make a hit.
Mm-hmm.
This could have been a hit, but do we blame this on Wolves? Is this the fault of Wolves that Highest to Lowest is getting such a limited release and then is going to be dumped on the stream? Or should Spike be allowed to be angry at George Clooney?
No, because you blame this. No, because you blame this on, this is Fly Me to the Moon. This is that TV director's fault.
Okay.
And the one before that, the
Argyle.
Argyle.
Which I did see in theaters.
This is what Argyle and
Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly Me to the Moon rot.
Yeah.
And then Wolves was a victim of that.
And Wolves,
because
so
look
Wolves
what
is
Brad
a victim.
Pitt did
Yeah.
with F1. And listen, I know Wolves isn't F1, but Brad has shown, just like Denzel, that he is a butts in the seats guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he took his buddy Clooney along with him.
Mm-hmm.
Because Clooney only can get people's butts in the seats if he's directing a movie about rowing.
Yes.
At this point.
Yeah.
And in on Broadway. But we're not talking about those ticks.
No,
we're not. Don't relate.
We're not the Broadway boys, huh?
No,
Though I hear they're good. I hear the Broadway boys have a good program
podcast
going. Yeah.
Very dramatic.
Yes.
I've heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They play to the back of the room.
Yes.
Because
we play to the front of the room. We play to the row ahead of the front.
Yes.
Row.
Yeah.
Yeah. They play to the back of the room, but still check out the Broadway boys.
Mm-hmm.
Or not. I don't know. I don't want to vouch for a show that probably does exist and
could be very, very
very bad.
Bad.
So Highest to Lowest. I wish we were sitting here predicting could this make $18-20 million, but it's not going to be wide, and it is what it's. Watch it on Apple next to season 2 of Platonic starring Seth Rogen. I guess it'll be a tile next to an episode of Platonic starring Seth Rogen, who always has an Apple show going at all times. It feels like, and listen, Seth Rogen was a full-on box office movie star, but it feels like right now he's made a deal with the devil where he's been sentenced to always be making a new episode of a show that airs on Crapple.
He's
TV
Wahlberg. That's Wahlberg's life now. It's Rogen's life. It's a lot of these stars' lives now.
Yeah. Could
Chris Pratt
this have been a deal that he made with the devil 25 years ago, to get the writing job on Undeclared? The devil said, I'll get you staffed on this show.
Well, he wrote on, he did a little bit of writing on Freaks and Geeks, I believe.
Okay. Could it have been getting cast on Freaks and Geeks? The devil said, listen, we'll put you on Freaks and Geeks. You'll be in the cast. Linda Cardellini.
Mm-hmm.
Great. You'll
about to play Jason's mom.
About to play Jason's mom. Hey, listen, I'm going to watch it. Linda Cardellini, I'm going to watch it.
You're excited for Crystal Lake.
Linda Cardellini's in it. I'm going to check it out.
Okay.
But Seth Rogen.
So you watched Hawkeye then?
I did not watch Hawkeye. That's a bridge too far. I did not watch a Marvel streaming show. But I did watch a show that she was in, co-starring Ray Romano on Netflix. But Seth Rogen, the devil comes to him. You could be on Freaks and Geeks, but 25 years from now, you will always have to be making an episode of a TV show for Crapple TV Puss. And Seth Rogen said, sure, sign
Well, at
me up.
that age, when you're 20 or 19, you don't 25 years, whatever.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Listen, when you're that age, whatever the devil comes to you with, you sign it.
Mm-hmm.
You cut open your finger and you say, sure, devil. Done. So that's highest to lowest. Americana. We just watched this trailer right before we got on air. I had seen this trailer in a theater, I think, or I had seen it on YouTube. Either way, this is Sydney Sweeney in what looks like a very mid-late 90s throwback. A bunch of people get caught up in a robbery, crime gone wrong.
It's like Suicide Kings. It's Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
Yeah. How many ways to die in Denver when you're dead?
No, it's Things to Do in Denver when you're dead.
Things to do in Denver when you're dead.
Which
yeah.
they really, I mean, there should be a guidebook for that.
Mhm.
I would buy a guidebook that is
Mhm.
Things to Do in blank city when you're dead.
Yeah. I mean, the problem with that movie, of course, is the first one needed to be New York. Things to do in New York when you're dead.
Yeah.
That draws people in. Then it's an IP. And then you could get to Denver in like the fifth movie.
That's so far. I mean, fifth, that's being nice to Denver.
I mean, if Denver had always been the passion project of that director, you still can't start with Denver. That was the failing of Things to Do in Denver when you're dead. Is the first one needed to be Things to Do in New York when you're dead. But yeah, Americana feels like that type of movie. Here's a bunch of actors, character actors. They're going to get to run around and yell and accidentally shoot each other. And, oh my God, what do I do with this body? That type of movie, which, I mean, I don't hate that type of movie.
No. I mean, if it's done well,
Mm-hmm.
and who knows from this trailer, you can't really tell. Although our man Simon Rex is in this.
Well, that's the thing. There are people in this that we really like. Simon Rex,
Paul Walter Hauser.
Paul Walter
who,
Hauser.
You know, Pedro Pascal is getting a lot of crap for
Okay.
being in a ton of movies this summer. Paul Walter Hauser, it was in Fantastic Four: First Steps. He was
gets no
in
blame for
Naked
that.
Gun.
He's great.
He's in Americana.
He's in America. Yeah.
But here's the difference.
Is he in Eddington? Have we proven, even though we've both seen it, are we sure that Paul Walter Hauser wasn't in Eddington?
I mean, I don't think he's in the cast list, but he could have been hanging out on set maybe.
Right. Came
Walked
by
in.
and saw his buddy from Fantastic Four. Oh, I'm stopping by.
Yeah.
And now I'm on my way to go see it.
And he's so charming that Ari was probably like, yeah, why don't you just sit in the background of this scene? And he's like, sure.
Sure. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that I have no issue with the amount of Paul Walter Hauser we're getting this summer.
None. More. Put him in. I mean, he would have been great in Highest to Lowest. I feel like Paul Walter Hauser fits it.
I mean, that's the question. I mean, I think the question you have to ask
Is he in it?
Is he in it?
Is he in it?
Is every movie that's coming out this week and for the next couple weeks is Paul Walter Hauser in it?
Yeah.
Who knows?
And if he is, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the difference between being a character actor and being the guy whose face is on the poster. of
That's
every
the
one
thing
of
is
these
that
movies.
the Hollywood is really trying to push
Pedro Pascal.
because we need new stars that aren't 60 years old.
Right.
And the fact that Pedro Pascal is in his mid 40s, right? Or late 40s
Or he's 58. Who knows?
um
But he's probably on the younger side of 50. Yeah.
yeah, but he is looked at as a new talent in the business.
Right.
And
right.
so they're trying to push him. They think it's his time.
Right.
And it's Paul Walter Hauser. If I mean,
It's always his time.
he got Richard. Yeah, it's always his time because he's a Paul Giamatti type guy who can
Yes.
do a lead, but then he also can be the fifth lead in something.
Right. Yeah, so he's in this, but it's that type of 90s cast.
Yeah.
In the 90s, this would have had Buscemi in it. So instead, now it's Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah.
in the 90s it would have had Parker Posey, so instead now it's Sydney Sweeney, who,
Yeah.
of course, Parker Posey was the Sydney Sweeney of the 90s.
Yeah, it was a different time.
To
Yeah,
us,
no,
yeah.
absolutely. I mean, I agree with you, and it was a different time, and it was a better time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
I mean, we were young, so that's why it was better.
Is this going to get the Sydney Sweeney bump? Because, we talk about Sydney Sweeney, rising star, movie star. She had a hit.
Spokeswoman.
I mean,
She's in the news.
she's in the news right now. If there was ever a time that you'd want a Sydney Sweeney movie to come out that had the word American inside your
know.
title, like, it feels like a
And
perfect confluence of circumstances here.
In this trailer, is she wearing jeans?
Oh, I think she might be in jean shorts. Like, she might be in shorts.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I think that's a great way to go. Listen, I'm going to bet at some point in this movie, Sydney Sweeney is wearing jeans.
Yeah.
So it feels like this should be a perfect storm at the box office. Sydney Sweeney in a movie with the word American inside it. You're just adding that A to make an Americana. It's got a lot of pep to it and violence. And shouldn't this be a hit?
Well, who's putting it out?
It is being put out by, it's got to be a bit, Lionsgate.
So, no, it's not going to be a hit, of course.
This is a Lionsgate release. That is a problem. And the director, Tony Toast, is a TV guy.
Tony Toast.
Tony Toast, yeah. Tony Toast is his name. It's Tony and then Tost. I've never heard it said in real life, so I'm got to go
Maybe
with
it's
Toast.
tossed? Like cost, but with a T?
I think it's Toast. Well,
Okay.
I think we're going to find out on Monday, because if Americana does a Fly Me to the Moon, then in Hollywood,
it's not
he is
even
Tony
gonna.
Toast.
It's not even gonna fly to the moon.
Then let's just call him what he is now, which is he's Toast.
Okay.
So this is Tony Toast as the director. He's a TV guy. He's written on Poker Face.
Oh.
Written on Poker Face, and then some AMC shows, The Terror, USA Network's Damnation, A&E's Longmire. He's a writer on Longmire. So TV guy. And listen,
What a.
you got to start somewhere. You step up. So you stepped up. This is his movie, Americana. And is this the type of movie that people still want? This mid to late 90s post Pulp Fiction, bunch of people. This, you know what this feels like?
Well,
It's more of a Drowning Mona. That's what I got
Yes,
from
yes.
Americana, is a Drowning Mona, and you're just making that switch from instead of Sydney Sweeney, that was Bette Midler. Now it's
well, no. Who was the young girl in Drowning Mona? Was that Nev Campbell?
Nev Campbell.
We
Okay.
keep going back to Nev Campbell.
Yeah. We talked
I mean, last episode we were talking about who would be in Caught Stealing, the Darren Aronofsky movie.
Right,
That
Nev
looks like a Tarantino knockoff from the 90s. And we thought Nev Campbell could
Kirk
be.
went to Nev Campbell, and he nailed it because Nev Campbell was Drowning Mona.
I went to Courtney Love, which I think is a very good casting.
Yeah.
For the Zoe Kravitz part.
So Americana, that's what it feels like, is it feels like a modern day Drowning Mona. And do you think that is what audiences want now
No.
with the 2025 version of Drowning Mona starring Sydney Sweeney?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I don't think so at all.
Yeah.
And it's going up against a sort of goofy, violent action movie with nobody.
Nobody too. Hutch is back.
Nobody too. Hutch is back.
Yeah.
And I think that audience probably is crossing over.
Yeah.
Where the older action fans would maybe take a look at Americana, possibly because it would remind them of the 90s.
Right.
And they would might give that a flyer. But I do think all of the publicity, not all of it, but a lot of the publicity is going to nobody too. So it's probably something they've seen. Americana, I would feel like, has less reach.
Well, I mean, I think that's the biggest problem with Americana, is that it's Lionsgate, and I have just seen so little about this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I do think I had seen the trailer on YouTube a couple of months ago just as a suggested, in the algorithm, view this. I don't think I have seen it once in front of a movie at a movie theater. I have seen no brand tie-ins for Americana. I mean,
What is even the fast food that would tie in with?
Forget the fast food. Lionsgate, get your people together with what is Sydney Sweeney advertising Guess jeans? What's her jeans again? What jeans company?
American Eagle, I think.
Oh. Sydney Sweeney is currently doing these highly publicized American Eagle jeans ads. How did Lionsgate not figure out a way to do a brand partnership with their movie that is called Americana?
Mm-hmm.
How is Sydney Sweeney?
Well, it's a controversial ad.
It's a controversial ad, but people are watching it and they're rewatching it, and then they're putting it in the corner of their YouTube video so that they could comment on it. So you could be a guy in a in front of a microphone, and you're saying, "Look at this ad. We're going to start playing, and then we're going to stop, and then I'm going to talk about it." So you've got millions of people watching this ad and those type of videos, and you're Lionsgate. You can't get her to say, "I love my American Eagle jeans. I have great jeans. Also, Americana in theaters August 15th."
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that guy who talks about controversies and he says, "Oh, I'm going to stop it now." And she just mentioned this movie coming out August 15th.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
that's free press, baby.
The problem is, they aren't doing a tie-in, and the problem is when people are searching for Sydney Sweeney Americana, Google saying, "Do you mean American Eagle jeans?"
Right.
And you're like, "Oh, I probably did."
Right.
And then you're just watching the ad again and you're reading about people being upset.
Right.
And so this movie is getting lost in it.
Right.
They don't know what they don't know that she's out promoting a movie. They think she's promoting American Eagle jeans, and it was a typo that Americana showed up.
Yes, this whole movie feels like a typo.
Yeah.
This entire movie feels like a typo when if you had a real studio that had their S together and the marketing department had their S together, you would have Sydney Sweeney, American Eagle, Americana all get in a room together, and they're like, how do we make this happen?
Yeah.
Get her in. We'll put her in the American Eagle jeans on the poster of the movie, and in the ad she says, "I got blue eyes, blonde hair, hail," whatever she says in the ad. I haven't listened to the ad with the sound on all the way through, and then Americana in theaters August 15th.
Yeah.
Like that is slam doink what should have happened this weekend.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's not going to be able to capitalize somehow on her being the most talked about thing in the world.
I know. They're going to forget what she was promoting.
Yeah. It's Lionsgate.
They can't catch a break.
Well,
but they deserve it.
You got to make your own breaks.
That's the thing.
And you got to make your own brand partnerships. I mean, everyone knows, all of our audience, we're YouTubers. Hey guys. There's nothing I love to do more on a Monday morning than go through that list of here's all the brand tie-ins that a movie had. And Americana they could have got a whole segment devoted to them. And they blew it. So is there anything you think going for Americana?
No.
Nothing. All right. Eli Roth presents Jimmy and Stiggs.
This is,
from Iconic Releasing.
Pat, come on.
It says it's wide. According to the numbers, this is wide. Did you watch this trailer? I was playing it on my phone before we went on the air.
I heard as much as I needed to hear. This movie's going to make no money.
So, I mean, listen, it's one of those trailers where they were pulling out pull quotes from Letterboxd reviews. That this is the most unhinged, insane, batshit, hold on to your asshole, grab your toes and shove them in your mouth and, puke on your buddy. This is that kind of movie. That's what it says in the reviews.
Yeah.
Do you think that is going to draw an audience of saying your eyeballs are going to pop out of your effing head and hit an old lady in the face and she's going to get hit by a car? That's how nuts this movie is.
I think there's a movie out right now that people know about and is also something that people are going nuts over.
Okay.
And it's a movie called Weapons. So this movie has no chance. If you're, again, I always use this test. If you're hanging out with your buddies on Monday and they ask you, what'd you do? What'd you do this weekend?
Right.
And someone's like, oh, I finally saw Weapons. They're like, oh, that's great, blah, 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 blah. I saw Weapons, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this weird kid with the lice and the greasy hair and the, like, Green Inferno t-shirt they're like, what did you do? And he's like, I went and saw, what's that movie called?
It's called Eli Roth Presents Jimmy and Stiggs.
I went and saw J&S. What? Jimmy and Stiggs. You don't know about Jimmy and Stiggs? It's got practical and then they just start wailing on this kid.
Oh, wow.
They just start wailing on him.
Wow.
Because they asked him sarcastically anyway.
See, this is, though, I feel like this is very specific to where you're from, which is outside Pittsburgh. Not even inside Pittsburgh, outside Pittsburgh.
Oh, no one's ever been beat up in New York City.
Well,
no one was ever beaten up in your old neighborhood?
If they did, it's because they owed money. You know, they borrowed money from the wrong people and they didn't pay it back. You know, your neighborhood, it seems like they're just beating people up for being different, for having the wrong T-shirt on.
That's never happened in New York either, I guess.
If you have the wrong sports team and you're on the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah.
But I mean, beating someone up just for having a Green Inferno shirt, that's
wasn't because he had a Green Inferno shirt. It's because he saw Jimmy and Stiggs.
Well, this movie, Eli Roth Presents Jimmy and Stiggs, which is the full title, it does serve an audience. You know, think right now, and this guy doesn't get beat up, but Brett of the New Flesh, our chief horror correspondent, he's probably listened to this episode. He listens every episode, and he's yelling at Clayton, we need movies like this. We need this batshit, shit yourself, shit out 4 stars, and the stars start shitting on each other, whack-a-mole crazy movie. We need things like this in theaters. So it's serving a purpose. There's people who are going to want this movie.
You're asking me, the question you asked me was, is this going to do anything?
Yeah.
And I said no, right? And anything means, is it going to make enough money to even be on our radar? And it won't. I'm not saying it shouldn't exist and it shouldn't be in theaters because all movies.
You're saying beat up the people who saw this movie.
I'm saying that
You're
is
saying
what.
you and your friends from outside Pittsburgh.
That's not what I'm saying.
Would start wailing on people just because they said I saw J&S.
Doing that. What I'm saying is this is factually what's going to happen to a kid who says they went and saw Jimmy and Stiggs
in Clayton's old neighborhood.
No, in wherever you are, because the zeitgeist right now is for Weapons, a movie that had the best Monday for a horror movie ever in August, this Monday. All right, that is the movie that the kids are gonna see. I'm not saying beat up the outcast. I'm not saying that that's something that I want, but I'm saying that's what's going to happen.
I wonder if, I mean, I'm not seeing that this movie already has a home on a Shudder, but a theatrical release for this movie should at least help it find a longer term shelf life, I would think. It's an alien movie. It's about a guy who meets an alien, and it looks like they just start ripping each other apart in the back of a rock club. That's what I gleaned from the trailer.
Oh, rock club. That's great.
So you think a movie in a rock club, no interest?
Oh, kids love rock. Kids love rock and roll.
I mean, green room.
I've heard that.
You're saying that as a green room.
Pat, you're talking about a movie that came out in 2017.
Still relevant.
And it was a punk rock group. This isn't metal. This movie got referred to as metal.
It got referred to as that. Really turned you off when I was reading out the quotes from Letterboxd that were being shown in the trailer, and I said, "This is a heavy metal nightmare." You immediately shivered.
Because it does heavy metal in 2025 is the most niche thing you could be, which is great. There is an audience for it. What I'm saying is that for a wide audience, if you're going up against quality content that is in the theater right now, you're gonna have a hard time, especially when this seems like such an antiquated movie that is trying for cult status.
So this director Joe Begos, not to be
toast Begos, Bego my
and toast.
Begos.
Yeah.
What is this? It's breakfast. This is a breakfast meal, is what we're seeing at the theater.
Joe Begos and
what did this?
Tony Toast.
What did this?
Get the butter and get the all the spreads. Get the jams because we got Begos and toast.
Well, get the puke bucket. It seems like from what you're describing this movie as. What did this malcontent do? What was his?
His
what
last
show did he
movie
do?
was Christmas Bloody Christmas.
All right.
It follows a robotic Santa Claus who goes on a killing spree on Christmas Eve. I think I did see this on Shudder.
Yes, I've heard about this movie.
Yes, I have watched this. I don't think I got all the way through. The main star of this movie seems to be comedian Jonah Ray, was the star of Christmas Bloody Christmas. I don't know if he's in Jimmy and Stiggs. So that may affect your prediction here of how wide Jimmy and Stiggs could go if Jonah Ray is in the movie.
Is Jonah Ray in the movie?
I don't know.
Is Paul Walter Hauser in the movie?
That can never be confirmed
Okay.
for sure. Yeah, that could never be. You can never confirm that he's not in a movie. So it looks like this is someone trying to step up. He has directed movies before. They seem like very Shudder fare. So I think this movie will find its home on Shudder.
I also think Eli Roth Presents is also a stumble at this point.
Thanksgiving did well, and we liked it. And that was his last thing he's done.
Yeah. I don't know if the Eli Roth Presents is as strong of a brand as it would have been 15 years ago.
Okay. I would push back on that because of Thanksgiving. I think that helped reset him a lot to modern horror audiences. Like, people like that movie. It did well. There's going to be another one. Is it the same as Alfred Hitchcock Presents? Probably not. But I think he's in an okay space, Eli Roth. Let's get into Nobody 2. Nobody 2, Bob Odenkirk.
You mean a movie that actually could make some money?
Well, what do we think here? The first Nobody was spring of 2021. That movie was pretty much did its box office run before anyone was even vaxxed and waxed and allowed back in theaters, and AMCs weren't fully open when that movie had its run. It was still that weird time when movies were coming out, but were they really? And it got to what, 25 million?
It opened at 6.3, I believe.
Here's what I'm going to say off the bat. I don't think Nobody 2 is going to do as well as the first movie.
You mean overall?
Overall.
Because it'll probably open higher.
It's going to open higher, so it grossed 57 million worldwide. So the first Nobody ended up with 27.5 domestic, 55 worldwide in its run in 2021.
What did it open to?
Let's see. It opened March 26, 2021.
6.3?
I think it opened, I'm going to say, I'm scrolling right now, I think it opened to like 10. I do think that movie opened, bring back Box Office Mojo. The numbers is just a disaster. It'll load, but yeah, I am just feeling Hutch's back is not that powerful 4 years later. I don't think this even has the same buzz that movie had
6.8.
6.8. You sound furious about that 6.8, but I don't feel like there's as much attention on this movie as the first one got 4 years ago.
I've seen commercials for this everywhere.
Okay.
I do think that they're penetrating.
Okay.
I think the penetration is happening.
Okay.
So that's the first step. But will people...
Your first step is penetration.
Well, yes. Will people
Wow,
acquiesce to
okay.
the penetration is the question. Sometimes they reject it. Sometimes they run away from it.
Okay.
Sometimes they yell about it.
Yeah.
Right? But I think...
That's why I'm advising you it shouldn't be the first step.
Yeah. In the marketing, you
Yeah.
have to penetrate.
Okay.
I'm talking about marketing. I get served this commercial a lot on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it on when I'm watching sports television.
Mm-hmm.
I see it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's aiming for your ESPN watcher.
Okay. Your
Right.
dad's. I mean, it makes
Well,
sense.
here's the thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
40-some-year-olds also watch sports.
Right.
Right?
And 40-something-year-olds could also be dads, possibly.
That's true. They could be dads.
Medically, it's possible.
So I think it's there. This isn't a case of people don't know what's coming out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's whether or not they want to see it. And I think that's the issue.
I think that's the issue. It did feel like, and it could have been, in that 2021 time, you had the minus of theaters aren't really open and you're not allowed in theaters, but you did have the benefit of there's so little out that when that first nobody got a real release, people knew about it, and people who wanted to go to theaters were just excited. Oh, I know who Bob Odenkirk is. This movie looks cool. I'm excited. And I don't think now with so many more choices, you just had Weapons, you've got Jimmy and Stiggs. I don't know if there's that same excitement level from people for the sequel.
I also think 87 North has oversaturated the market with these sort of action movies. So
Yeah.
you can find them on every streamer. You can find them in the theaters. And I think the novelty of Bob Odenkirk, who was an Emmy Award-winning comedy writer, one of the best comedy writers, sketch comedy writers ever. Right? Ben Stiller's show, SNL, Mr. Show.
Get a Life, of course.
Get a Life. And then he went on to perform in Better Call Saul,
Mm-hmm.
where he did a dramatic turn, which was a 180, but it was not action-y.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do what the Breaking Bad guy did, which was do some sort of action. Like,
Okay.
I mean,
Bryan Cranston. A.K.A. the Breaking Bad guy.
wasn't an action hero, but there was definitely a lot more violence in that show than there was in Better Call Saul. There was violence in Better Call Saul, but it was more of a slow burn. This was oh my gosh, this guy is doing an action movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say that bus scene, that bus fight is one of the best action sequences in the last 15 years, maybe?
Let's go 16, 17.
Yeah, okay, 16, 17 years. But the novelty of this is worn off. I think that it's really turned. It's really with the trailer using Holiday Road.
Mm-hmm.
It's nobody was an action comedy, but this is really leaning into this is an action comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it doesn't feel fresh. And you're going up against weapons.
Real movies, yeah.
You're going up against weapons. And even, I would say, Naked Gun. Like, Naked Gun is a movie. I mean, what about Bob Odenkirk as Drebin? I mean, that is maybe an interesting casting.
I mean, I think he would also be good, but I don't think it helps the box office one penny.
Yeah.
And honestly, Liam Neeson's probably better for it because he's still so thought of as someone who's not a comedian.
Yeah.
I mean, here the thing you brought up the bus scene. I haven't heard anyone talk about a particular sequence in this movie.
He's on a boat, though.
He's on a boat, but everyone was talking about the bus. Whoever was thinking of going to a movie theater back in spring 2021, they knew about the bus scene. I'm excited for this bus scene. Bob Odenkirk's going to be fighting people in a bus. I can't wait.
But he never thought he'd be on a boat.
He never thought he'd be on a boat. So that's the hook of this is see a guy on vacation have to get into fights. I mean, the thing about the first movie is it had the hook of you don't think of this guy as a fighter, but now he's going to have to get into fights. With this one, it's like we know Hutch's deal. We know Hutch kicks ass. So there's not the twist of seeing Hutch go from nerd to kicking ass.
Yeah.
It's like we know Hutch.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, do people love Hutch the way they love John McClane?
Yeah.
You know, it's like you could do Die Hard 2, John McClane is back,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's like, fuck, I love John McClane. I don't know if Hutch is John McClane.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think
so.
I
don't think so.
think so.
I don't think so. So I don't know. I'm looking at this poster for Nobody 2, and again, love Bob Odenkirk. Glad he's the lead in a movie.
Yeah.
Hope he got paid. I'm sure he did.
Yeah. And he did. And the one thing about this is he did co-write it.
I'm not seeing that in Wikipedia. I am not seeing Bob Odenkirk listed as a co-writer. It's screenplay by Derek Kolstad and Aaron Rabin, story by Derek Kolstad.
Okay, so then
I
I'm
think
wrong.
I think you're thinking of a still to come Bob Odenkirk movie.
Oh.
That hasn't come out yet. That's also 47 North.
Okay, well
so-
then I amend that. Then I am not. That did not get me excited.
Okay, you've become less excited.
I've become less excited. Yes.
Does this make you more excited? Sharon Stone is in this movie.
Hubba hubba.
And Colin Hanks, which good for him.
Hubba hubba.
Yeah. So, and McKenna Grace. Who is McKenna Grace?
She's the little girl that's in all the movies.
Okay, don't say it.
What?
Don't say a third. You can't say hubba hubba again. I'm just making sure you don't say it.
No, why would I say hubba hubba?
You said it twice, and I felt like you were going to go for rule of three, and I'm just
No,
do it.
I wouldn't do that.
So Sharon Stone in this movie, yeah,
Hubba hubba.
there you go. I want to see this. Here's the thing.
Oh, yeah, I
wanna
wanna
see
see
this.
it
We
too.
want to see it. We see a lot.
We hopefully are going to see this with Kirk Minahan.
Very possible. Yeah. I don't know if there's. I don't know if this is breaking through. The awareness is there, but you're right.
The penetration, you mean?
I don't know if the penetration has worked.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So
if it's a wanted, if it's the approach is there, the penetration is happening.
we got it. So I say we get into the mailbag and we lance this engorged mailbag.
Sure. You don't want to talk about Jimmy and Stiggs for another 20 minutes?
I mean, listen, I do.
I know you do.
I do. The alien is gooey,
Oh my God.
and he's going to make your tongue roll through the back of your throat. 4 stars. You know, I definitely want to talk about, but we got to
You gotta watch the YouTube to get the full story of how bored I am talking about Jimmy and Stiggs.
Yeah. Yeah. You could see his eyes roll into the back of his head behind the shade.
Yeah.
So let's start here. Very provocative subject from the great David Thompson, who wrote us an email. David Thompson of the Direct podcast, Universes You Love. He wrote, "Is Shrek a bitch?" He wrote B and then all asterisks, but we know what he meant, so I'm going to say it. David Thompson asked, "Is Shrek a bitch?" And then he said, Shrek 5 doesn't want that doomsday smoke. Clear the way for RDJ because there is an announcement. He linked to a tweet that Shrek 5 is moving from December 23rd, 2026, all the way to the following summer, June 30th, 2027. So Shrek 5 is no longer opening a week after Avengers Doomsday in December of next year. Clayton, is Shrek a bitch?
No, I think this might be, when that Shrek teaser came out, people were a little upset about the way he looked in it.
Mm-hmm.
They said he looked different.
Mm-hmm.
They said he didn't look right.
Mm-hmm.
So my assumption is that this is a Sonic situation. Even though
Okay.
they already had the template for Shrek. It was like, I don't understand why they changed anything. I think they're making sure Shrek looks exactly like the Shrek that we all love and remember.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes some time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think this is running. I think this is it's going to be a summer blockbuster is what it's going to be.
It's
right.
It's not running to February.
And I think the thing with that is that when you're looking at it and you're seeing when are all the kids out of school for a long time, summer. December's great. That holiday corridor is really great. I mean, Puss in Boots, Last Wish. But the summer is the summer, and all these kids are going to be running around. It's going to be hotter than hell next summer. You know it.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, not next summer. It's
2 summers
from now.
Here's, though.
Oh, it's going to be, we're going to be fried.
Listen, Shrek is not a bitch.
No.
But I wish Shrek had stayed and kicked Doomsday's ass. I wanted to see that. And listen, I root for box office. We want all these movies to be hits, but I am so disappointed we're not going to get to see Shrek just dominate RDJ and
what about
Chris's
Timmy? You don't think Zendaya and Timmy are going to dominate, or going to hold down our RDJ and hang a loogie over his face?
Oh, you mean Dune 3 opening?
Dune 3,
Dune 3 is going to move earlier. Dune 3 is not going to stay. It's not going to say, we never thought it was going to stay. It's going to move up, or it's going to move out a couple of... I mean, Dune 3 maybe now does just move a week later. There's no way Dune 3 opens the same day as Avengers Doomsday. I mean, we are YouTubers. Hey, guys. I'm saying this direct to camera. Dune 3 is currently scheduled to open the same day next December as Avengers Doomsday. That will not happen. We never thought it would happen. It won't happen.
Okay.
But Shrek, I did want it to stay, and I did want it to dominate, and I am disappointed. So, is Shrek a bitch? No. He's not.
But did you see Ryan Reynolds tweeted out a anarchy symbol over the Avengers symbol from his Twitter X account? So Deadpool is going to be in Doomsday.
He's going to be a chair. I mean, that changes immediately my prediction for Doomsday. If
make him the lead.
Make Deadpool the lead. Call it Avengers Deadpool. Don't
call it Deadpool Day.
Call it Avengers Deadpool Day. Yeah.
There's a comic book I believe called it came out years and years ago, Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. Just adapt that.
Yeah.
Have him kill all these losers that nobody cares about.
I mean, now how great would it have been to see a battle at the box office between Deadpool and Shrek?
Oh, I mean, two of the biggest memes of all time.
The great Tony Zared, who Kirk Minahan did not care for his episode of the show, but Tony Zared,
he got through it though.
He got through it because
he powered through it. He was on a run, so he was like, "This will be motivation."
Yes.
Sometimes it hurts.
Yes, I can't imagine the content that Tony Zared is going to get or would have gotten if Deadpool and Shrek were battling at the box office.
Yeah,
that would have fed his family for a year.
Yeah.
Just on that, with all the memes he would have got out of that. So, let's see. We got a boots on the ground for weapons from the great Anthony out in Los Angeles, who was at our LA show back a year ago. Got to meet him afterwards. And he wrote, "Hey guys, WannaB.O boy Anthony here, bringing you some boots on the ground reporting. I just got back from Weapons and Under Critic, huh? I loved it, as did the crowd. Gasped together in unison. It was great. It's why I go to the movies. And thankfully, the 6:15 screening had just started, so I made it in the nick of time for that. All that is to say that this baby is going to have some long, weapony legs." So he's predicting huge legs for this movie, and I think we all agree. Anthony does say, "I just realized that we just passed my second WannaB.O birthday, as I discovered you guys a little over 2 years ago, which was the start of B.O. Boys quickly becoming my favorite podcast. Thank you, boys. Smell you at the B.O." 2 years of listening from Anthony. Anthony, right into camera, I'm going to say it. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy B.O. birthday.
The most important birthday you could have is not the date you were born. It is when you started listening to our show.
You keep track of both, of course.
Yeah, sure.
For tax purposes, you have to know how old you are.
Yeah, don't forget your own birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but definitely in your calendar, put your BO birthday.
Yes. Yes.
And we'll celebrate it on the pod.
Yeah. So happy BO birthday to Anthony. We got this from WannaB.O boy Dan. Regal $1 movies. He writes, "Hey guys,
Hey, guys.
I've been taking my rats to the Regal $1 family movies every week this summer, and they have been loving it. The theaters are always packed and filled with all ages, young and old. They liked going to the movies before. Now they want to see new films coming out thanks to trailers and seeing all of these movies in the theater. Do you think this will increase the BO in the coming years as these kids are falling in love with the theater?"
I think so, yeah. Absolutely. You got to get people into the habit again.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that's the thing is that's what happened with COVID. There's so many things that happened with COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, we could list them out and it'd be a very depressing off-topic podcast.
Yes.
Or it would be Eddington. But what I want to say is this is how you get kids into the habit. You get them away from D+, right? And you get them into a theater around people, how exciting it is to not be in your house and to be in a different seat. Remember when you were a kid and you were like, this is a different seat.
Yes.
Like, this is a different kind of seat.
Yep.
And my butt feels different in it.
I'm not sitting on the floor watching
Yeah,
TV. I'm
yeah.
sitting in a seat.
I'm sitting in a seat,
sitting in a
and
seat.
like when I stand up, the seat goes up. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah. It's like kind of dangerous, but I like it.
Yeah, like what if I sit on top of it and then you do that and you're like, that's something.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that something?
And then you're like, I got to try and stand on this, of course. and
Yeah.
fall through.
Yeah, and then you bust your tooth, but then it's like a story.
Yeah.
You didn't bust your tooth watching D+, standing on the ottoman.
Right. Right.
You did it at a theater.
Yeah, theater. You didn't say, oh, I busted my tooth. I was home watching the cock, watching the D.
Yeah.
No, I was at a theater.
I was at a theater. And so, yeah, this is great. This is the sort of stuff. And you're a great father. This is a great father sort of situation.
Okay. Oh, you're talking to the email.
Of course. Why would I talk?
You looked directly at me and you said you are a great father.
I'm talking to you because you're the co-host of this podcast. And that's who I talk to.
But when I talk to the listener, I go direct into camera and I say, you are a great father. And I'm talking to the listener, the emailer.
Sure.
I don't look at you and say, you are a great father.
Yeah. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Because I would be a great father.
See, it fooled you. Yeah. So he is, and I'm looking into camera and I say this, you are a great father for taking your kids to the Regal $1 movies. Have you been to a Regal $1 movie? I know you had a real bad experience years ago when you switched to the Regal Pass for a year. Have you been to a Regal at all?
Is there one in New? Is there a New? Do they do the $1 movie in New York? I don't think they do.
I don't know. I haven't been to a Regal in years and years.
No, I went to Regal. I saw Eddington at Regal.
Wow.
Yeah, at a Regal.
Because of where you live. Proximity issues.
Yeah. So I saw that there, but no, this is the sort of. I mean, and here's the thing. I'm sure with the $1 price tag, they were loaded up on popcorn, loaded up on candy, each had a hot dog. They bought 7 hot dogs, which is the thing now because of weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And that's money for the theater. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you get people to go to the theater is you get them in with that $1 ticket, and then they're going to gorge themselves on junk.
Right.
And that is how the lights stay on.
Right. You got to hook them young. So thank you, Regal, for hooking them young.
Yeah.
And again, I'm looking into camera because I'm talking to the emailer. You are a great father.
You're a great father.
See, you said it to me, and that doesn't make sense. But
right, well.
Anyway, we got an email from WannaB.O boy Tyler. So remember a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Superman, I mentioned that Mike Francesa, the great of Mike and the Mad Dog, Mike Francesa, had done his review of Superman.
We talked about it on the show.
Yes. Where he was expecting.
He wanted Lois Lane to get thrown off a building.
Right. He was like, why isn't she getting thrown off a building? And
she's driving a spaceship. What's up with that? Who's this dog?
Right.
He thought Jimmy Olsen was going to take a shot at Superman. Everybody he was getting beat up.
Great review from Mike Francesa. So Tyler wrote in, subject, the sports pope. Boys, your review of Mike Francesa's Superman triggered my memory that Mike and the Mad Dog have recorded audio for the upcoming movie Caught Stealing. If marketed correctly, do you think Mike can carry that movie to number one? So
This is a big news story.
yeah, because Caught Stealing, Austin Butler, it takes place in
90s New York.
90s New York. So
I mean, this is
Mike
exciting.
and the Mad Dog are in this movie. Their voices are in this movie.
Now, I'll be very excited if they are like the woman in The Warriors, who is basically the narrator of the movie, driving the plot along, or is like the Greek chorus or whatever.
Well, I mean, this wouldn't be the first time for them because have you ever seen Bad Lieutenant, the original Bad Lieutenant, not Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call?
I saw Bad Lieutenant, yeah.
The Mad Dog is the driving background. He's the Bad Lieutenant is constantly listening to Mad Dog give sports scores because he's got a gambling problem. And so that's a great movie. I don't think it was a huge box office hit, but it was a great movie.
Yeah.
And Mike, of course, should have got an Academy Award nomination, Best Supporting Actor. For Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
So we're talking two great movie presences in Mike and the Mad Dog.
Why aren't they introducing the trailer?
Right. Just start that trailer with, good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? This is a Caught Stealing trailer. I mean,
why don't they do that?
Why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they do that? And listen, if you're a WannaB.O boy, WannaB.O girl, WannaB.O person who didn't grow up in New York City, first of all, why not? You're probably like, who is Mike and the Mad Dog? Invented sports radio, biggest sports radio show of all time. And people know who they are no matter where you live.
The 30 for 30, there was a 30 for 30 about them.
Right.
They're known now because so many
Where they're
people...
sitting on a hotel bed together watching, what was the horse racing movie they were watching? They were like watching a movie together in that on a hotel bed. Or maybe I'm thinking of a New Yorker profile about them.
Yeah, I think that's why, because I don't remember that from this.
Yeah.
But I mean, now with the internet and I think people know this history.
Yeah.
Right? Even if they didn't listen to them when they were kids growing up, they know about Mike and the Mad Dog.
Yeah.
So they're probably the biggest draw here.
Right.
I think for anybody.
100%. They should be front and center. And if they're in this movie, their voices should have been heard in the trailer, just like I did it.
Yeah.
And show them. Again, Mike Francesa
still looks great.
Looks both of them.
Mad Dog does too. Yeah, I don't want to
look great.
Yeah, full head of hair on Francesa.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his secret?
Oh my God. Yeah, he's got to sell a bottle of Francesa hair gel.
Yeah. It was him and Lynch, and now Lynch is dead.
Yeah, so it's Mike's the one.
It just Mike's the guy with the white hair, with the great white hair.
Yeah, they should be front and center in all promotion for this movie. They should be doing live events. They should be doing the chat show circuit.
They should be doing like when you go to the silent movie and there's an organ player.
Okay.
Like instead of that, they should be doing special engagements at a theater where they're doing their dialogue live.
Okay, so you think what Francis Ford Coppola wanted to have happen for Megalopolis, Mike and the Mad Dog should be doing for Caught Stealing.
Yes.
They do. You could go to a screening where Mike and the Mad Dog are on a stage and they do their voiceover.
You
live.
they drop out the sound when it's them, and they do it.
Yeah. Listen, I think that this is something that's got to get out there more. It feels like the studio is punting on this a little bit. I mean, Caught Stealing is coming out Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
That's not usually when you put out the movies that you're putting your all into.
And Aronofsky, he won. The Whale won Oscars, and this isn't even an Oscar-y movie either. So it doesn't look like it's commercial or Oscar-y.
Which is a shame because after Uncut Gems, I would have thought Francesa's next movie appearance, he's going to have a real shot at a nom nom nom.
They'll want to make up for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tyler, listen, I hope that the word gets out.
But isn't it crazy that you didn't even know about this?
I didn't know about this.
So
I didn't
if
know
you
about
didn't
this.
know about
I
it,
didn't know about this. And
how
I'm
did you
watching
not?
Mike and the Mad Dog clips every day.
How did you not know?
Yeah. How did I not know?
Is Opie and Anthony in this?
That's something I wouldn't know
Yeah.
if O and A were in this movie. I feel like there's not
Enough room. He's not listening to the radio all day.
Yeah,
He's
well,
not switching between.
maybe they're in
Princess
Jimmy
and-
and Stiggs. Like, I think that's the level of movie where they're going to say, "Hey, let's do the Opie and Anthony reunion." I think it's got to be Eli Roth presents Jimmy and Stiggs.
Yeah.
I think even Caught Stealing there.
Yeah, Kumio's more Eli Roth speed,
Yeah.
I feel like.
So we got an email from Jill, the great Jill, wrote in, impact of Little Caesars Association on Fantastic Four. Hi, did people think Fantastic Four might be disgusting because it was associated with Little Caesars Pizza? How much responsibility does the tie-in have for preventing the movie from grossing $1 billion? Thank you, Jill.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jill.
Thank you, Jill.
So, yeah, Little Caesars as the...
Did you see this commercial?
I know we talked about this like a month out of the movie coming out, that it would be a Little Caesars would be their tie-in, and I just tried to pretend it wasn't happening.
But you didn't see the actual pizza in the commercial where it's supposed to look the best.
Yeah.
Where they have actual, like, food stylists.
Right.
Making the pizza look as good as it possibly can, and it still looks so gross that if you were a starving person, you wouldn't eat this pizza. It looks really, really gross. I was trying to think of another word for gross.
And you couldn't. You just
There's
got
so
stuck
many,
on
but
gross.
I don't know why.
Disgusting?
I can't think. Disgusting, yeah. I was trying to think of something a little bit more
Gnarly? Did it look gnarly?
Gnarly can be cool.
Yeah. A wave could be gnarly, but you don't want your food to
Vomitous. It looked vomitous.
be vomitous. Okay. Ooh.
It looked vomitous.
Eesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not. Look, you should look after this.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. A poor brand tie-in could negatively affect a movie.
Yeah.
American Eagle should have been the brand tie-in for Americana, and it would have helped.
Yeah.
Little Caesars being associated with a giant blockbuster movie. That is a huge mistake. Well,
Joe, you're so right. This drop has a lot to do with people getting sick from eating that pizza and not being able to go to the movie.
and
That's what happened. They all ate the pizza, got sick, and they couldn't show up.
in general, Little Caesars, and I'm from New York, so I'm not eating any of this shit.
Yeah.
But on the fast food pizza tier,
So low.
obviously Domino's is, I guess, the highest. and
Here's
then-
what I do.
And then
This is what
Pizza
I
Hut.
think.
Okay.
No.
You would know because you're not from
Pizza
New
Hut
York.
number one.
Okay.
Pizza Hut number one because they used to be a restaurant. You could
Mhm.
go and sit down
Mhm.
inside a Pizza Hut. They had the red tablecloths. They'd
Right.
cut a piece for you. They had like a real good ambiance in there.
Right. They had a Pepper Boy.
Not where I was from, but I would love to have seen a Pepper Boy because I love pepper. But Pizza Hut number one, then Domino's, then Papa John's.
Oh wow! So Little Caesars is 4.
Yes.
It's the vomitous 4.
I'm
not
trying
the
to-
Fantastic 4.
And I was trying to think if there's another pizza chain that I'm forgetting.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm from New York, so I don't eat any of this shit. But
Yeah. No, it is the lowest of the low.
wow,
It is the
how
worst
did
of the
they end
worst.
up in that spot? How did Disney let this happen? So speaking of fast food tie-ins, we got an email from Steven, and subject is innocence lost. He writes, "Hey guys, my 5 and 9-year-olds learned a valuable lesson this weekend. By all accounts, they both live a very charmed childhood. This summer has been full of parties, beach trips, and fun with friends." I mean, editor's note, just stepping in. It's a little bit of patting himself on the back there, as a dad saying.
He's setting a scene.
He's setting a scene. And listen, I'm sure his kids live a charmed life. So then he continues, yesterday they learned that life is full of disappointment. I'm not sure they'll recover. I could see the look of realization on their small faces, a look that said everything I know is a lie. We stopped at the drive-thru at McDonald's hoping to land the last of the Lil McDonald's, or worst case, the new TMNT Hello Kitty collab. My 9-year-old tore into his Happy Meal box in the car before we left the window, and his words, oh, what the heck? Out came an Elio-themed toy. He slammed it on the floor in disgust. He looked out the window wistfully. Both toys ended up in the trash today. My kids are lying on the couch, no desire to do much of anything. I am considering life post Santa and Easter Bunny. Pixar is a mess. That's from Steven. So the Elio toy. So this is a email that we received 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Sunday. So this just happened.
And so they thought the storm had passed. They thought Elio's out of theaters. Nobody cares. Those toys can't still be they can't still be handing out these toys.
McDonald's sells they boast about it. You go to a McDonald's, they all have the sign in the front, how many billions and trillions of hamburgers they've sold. So they're blowing through these Happy Meals. Yeah. They're selling billions of hamburgers, and they're handing out Elio toys. Elio bombed in June.
I think they're probably doing, I bet you what's happening is, for a little while, they were allowing people to hand the toy back. Opening up the box, the kid sees it, and the parent says, no, okay, we don't want this. And they're like, but you got to, and they're like, no, I'm not throwing it away. You throw it away. So they were taken. And then there was a point where it was taking up room where they were keeping the cheese and they were trying to keep the meat. And so they're like, we have to just give these toys and don't let anybody give them back.
Right.
And so now all these kids are still getting these toys. And, you know, I do think it's a great lesson. I think this email is a short story. Like when I read this email originally, I was like, this is a great short story.
Okay.
You know, I think it's well written. I think it builds, and then it has a payoff in a great way. So I would say try to publish this as a short story in a journal at somewhere.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the thing is that Pixar used to be something that brought joy, and now all it does is bring sadness. And the biggest movie they've had in the past couple years, the star of it is anxiety, right?
Right.
So even when it's succeeding and people see it, it's making kids anxious.
Yeah.
And now it's making kids depressed.
Yeah.
I mean these summers at this age are precious.
Right.
And these Elio toys, they're going to remember that.
Well, you only are a kid for so long, and you're only collecting Happy Meal toys for so long.
Yeah.
And there's a finite number on the amount of Happy Meal toys you will ever receive. And for this listener's children, one of the finite number of toys they'll ever get out of a Happy Meal is Elio. Oh. And they're getting Elio in August, not Elio in June. At least in June, you could get that Elio toy and you could say, all right, maybe it'll have legs. Maybe it'll leg out like Elemental. Elemental just a year ago underperformed the opening, legged out, or 2 years ago, whenever that was. So if you're a kid, maybe that's the hope you cling to in June. We're in August. This listener's kids, they know that Elio is fully out of theater.
Yeah.
There's no comeback for Elio at the box office, and now they're getting the Elio toy. I mean, they're probably like hoping maybe it's a weapons toy.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't know. If you're a kid, you don't know that obviously Weapons is not going to do a brand partnership.
There's kids in the commercial. Why wouldn't it be a kids movie?
Right. Well, that's true. If you're a kid right now, you get a Happy Meal, you're hoping it's a Weapons kid. You're hoping it's, I'm going to get a toy. It's going to be one of those kids with his arms out.
Yeah.
Running with his arms out.
You
wind him
up, and he runs like this.
I mean, that would be ideal. Dude, I don't think most Happy Meal toys usually don't have like wind-ups and mechanics to them. They're usually pretty basic, right?
They're
A
pretty
Happy Meal
basic.
toy.
I mean, there's been some I feel like that have some movement,
Yeah.
but I know there's stuff that usually has wheels more than anything.
Yeah. So you do the
They
weapons.
put the kids on wheel, like they're all on Heelys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's if you're a kid, you're hoping against hope. You open up this Happy Meal.
Well, they have the thing that you pull the plastic thing out and then they go.
Yeah, the little kid with his arms out just
and then he
zooms
just
across
zooms
your
across.
table.
Yeah.
And instead you get an Elio, who does nothing, right? I mean, listen, I completely forget what Elio even was
He gets
about.
abducted.
He gets abducted.
Which, again, I mean, that happens in Weapons, but...
Maybe. I mean, no spoilies here.
Oh, if you've seen the trailer...
But, yeah, Elio does nothing.
Yeah.
He does nothing. So, yeah, I really feel for these kids. And so ends their charmed childhood. So we got one more email that we got to read because there is a relationship on the line here.
This is the one you teased.
I need Pat's attention. That's the subject. And first of all, I love that kind of subject.
Of course you do.
Begging for attention. Boom, I'm in. You talk about a story, I'm hooked from line one. I need Pat's attention. That is how anyone should start their novel, their short story. And I'm in. I need Pat's attention. So that's the subject. And this listener, Liv, goes on to write, Hey guys. Today, my boyfriend was listening to your podcast where you had mentioned the Kardashians. Now, I am a huge fan of them, and I told him a few weeks ago that their show wouldn't be starting up until next year. But tonight, after listening to your podcast where you were talking about Chloe and Chris doing a Freaky Friday bit, he had assumed that it was from the television show. He got me all excited, saying that the show was coming out sooner than I expected, and I couldn't believe him. In turn, this made a huge fight between us, saying that he trusted the B.O. boys more than he trusted me. This was very upsetting for me, and we are now in a silent standoff where we haven't talked to each other in about 4.5 hours. You could say that would be difficult judging by the fact that our house is only 500 square feet, but both of us seem to be very adamant on the facts, and the only thing I could think of is to come to the source and have you prove to him that the show doesn't start until next year. Please don't make me break up with him. I'll take the dog. Thanks a lot, Pat. And this is from Liv.
Now, when was this sent?
Yesterday.
Okay, so the silence may have continued. The Cold War could be still ongoing.
I assume it is. I assume, yeah, this email was sent yesterday in the evening.
Okay.
And we are recording right now. It's Tuesday night. I assume this couple, Liv and her boyfriend, have not spoken in over a day, 2 days now.
Yeah.
So basically their argument is he's insisting her favorite show is coming back. She's like, I know when my favorite show is coming back. It's not.
Yeah.
And there is the standoff.
Because you mentioned a tie-in.
Yeah. So what happened here is there was
Freakier Friday.
Freakier Friday. Unlike Americana, they went full bore on the tie-ins, the brand partnerships. They did a brand partnership with the Kardashians on Hulu,
yes.
which is not Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That was an E! Show. Now they're on Hulu. And they did a brand partnership where Chris and Chloe did a body switch. And because of that, he went out. Now, here's the thing.
But in what venue? See, this is the thing that...
Well, here's the thing. We're not the Streamo Boys, huh?
Huh?
So this is a streaming reality series on Hulu. That is not our
purview.
Our purview. Also, if you want to blame someone, Anthony D is for the wrong start date for a streaming series, D'Alessandro. This was him mentioning this in his must-read Sunday write-up.
Well, you read it as it was a promotional tie-in.
It is a promotional tie-in. So I am here to clear this up.
Okay.
I am here to clear
have the
this
information.
up. I do have the information. They did body switch. That is true. They absolutely body switch, soul switch.
Soul switch.
Chris and Chloe. Well, you could either one. Soul body, soul meets body.
This, I mean, obviously you're not a spiritual person because there's a difference between a soul and a body.
There is a difference, but the switch is soul, body, soul going into a different body. The other, that's what's going on here, scientifically. Soul meets body, and they switched. It was in an online sketch.
Okay.
Not an episode of The Kardashians on Hulu.
So
this was not.
It was a commercial.
It's an online sketch. That is how it has been deemed.
Well, what,
my research.
okay.
It's an online sketch.
But in service of Freak Your Friday and the Kardashians, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But it is a sketch, and it's not a skit.
Was it on Funny or Die? It was on Adam Films. Where did this?
It was on Super Deluxe.
It was
I
on
think.
Super Deluxe.
Yeah. So this aired on Super Deluxe. But this was an online sketch. It is not a new episode of The Kardashians on Hulu.
Yeah.
Which is different from Keeping Up with the Kardashians on E!
Yeah.
Exclamation point. So, Liv, and I'm going to say this direct to camera. Liv, you should start watching this on YouTube because I'm about to look direct to camera and speak to you. Liv, you are right.
Wow.
Liv's boyfriend, and now get him over. I know you're not talking right now, but it's time for Liv. It's time for you to say, get over here. Pat's talking to us. Direct to camera. So direct to camera. Liv's boyfriend, you done screwed up. You done screwed up.
Now, do you think Liv still breaks up with him?
If they've gotten it depends on his reaction to what I just said.
Okay.
Because if they haven't spoken in 2 days and they're doing the icy.
I mean, this could be a Roses situation. Like, it could already have become a War of the Roses or the reboot.
They're comically trying to, kill each other?
Yeah. I mean, it's been... And listen, this is going to drop Wednesday morning, late Wednesday.
You already know when you can't get to it right away.
Well,
yeah.
No, it's gonna drop after midnight on Tuesday, which is then Wednesday.
Okay.
That's how that works.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So it'll be Wednesday morning by the time they probably hear it, unless they're staying up late, Warren.
Yeah.
So they still have some time where they could get lawyers involved. It could be.
Have you gotten lawyers involved when you've broken up with someone you're not married to?
I don't know how long they could be common law.
Well, she did mention a dog. She did mention she's taking the dog with her. So I guess that is where you could get a lawyer involved in.
Yeah.
Is if they are breaking up and he wants to lay claim to this dog.
I don't know what state they live in because you could, if you're
Some states are a no-fault breakup.
Yeah.
And other states are you have to go to court to break up.
But depending on how long, if they've lived together, so they're common law and stuff.
Yeah, they could be common law. Again, not our problem. Not our problem.
Well, I never said it was our problem.
So, but I do hope that they are in a place where it didn't get that far. Lawyers didn't get involved. They're not comically trying to kill each other like the Roses coming to theater soon. And they could break the silence, listen to us, admit who was wrong and who was right. Liv was right. Liv's boyfriend was wrong. I was always in the clear. If anything, we blame Anthony D. for the wrong start date for the season of the Kardashians, D'Alessandro. And maybe they could work it out. Here's the thing. After a fight like this, maybe it ignites a little something. That could be the thing.
Oh, you think they'll have
a little makeup, you know what I mean?
Makeup, whatever.
A little makeup, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you go to a movie theater.
Maybe you go to Freak Your Friday and do whatever.
Yeah. So this could be a boon to their relationship.
Or they break up and he never finds anybody else because he's too stubborn.
That could happen. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
Liv will be fine.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. So email us, theboboyspodcast@gmail.com. That was an engorged mailbag. I think we have a few we didn't get to, but we'll get to them at some point. Email us, especially when you got something juicy like that, you're breaking up with your partner.
We want to hear about all the fights.
Yeah. So send us your relationship stories, theboboyspodcast@gmail.com, and we'll read that and we'll analyze your relationship, and maybe this becomes a sex call-in show.
Well, we'll tell you if your relationship's a hit or if it's a bomb.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, so love lines can't still be going on anymore, right? Or is do you think Love Lines plays a part in Caught Stealing? Do you think it's Mike and the Mad Dog and then
he's talking about Zoe Kravitz is calling Love Line about Austin Butler?
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope all this stuff.
I hope so.
I mean, it depends on when in the 90s.
Is Howie in it? I mean, listen, if you're doing New York in the 90s, in the morning, those characters, they're listening to Stern. Then in the afternoon, it's Mike and the Mad Dog. And then at night, it is Love Lines. And those are the big three.
Yeah.
Those are the big three. Maybe you're going to WPLJ, Scott and Todd are doing some radio pranks. KTU, you switch over, you get some hot beats. But those are the big three.
Man, if Howie gets cut out of this movie, if they didn't even ask him, that just shows how little he matters to culture.
I know.
They're erasing.
That's a double whammy. Sirius not paying him the big money and Caught Stealing not even going to him to be on the radio.
Because they're erasing him from. I mean, if this character or any of the characters are listening to radio at any time in the AM during this movie, Howard Stern is on that radio.
Right. There's no way that these characters are supposed to be cool living in the East Village. They're not putting on Imus in the morning.
No.
And hearing them, hey, McCord.
Yeah.
You're not, there's no way.
They're not listening to Moby Worm.
No.
Doing Moby Worm.
No.
Yeah, they'd be listening to Stern. I was going to mention something that Stern would have done in the 90s, but I'm not going to because you probably can't mention it. Probably shouldn't mention.
Well, he would cut it out of the edit of this
Well,
episode.
That's the thing. Yeah. He'd be like, I never did that. Yeah.
So email us to theboboyspodcast@gmail.com, of course.
Move
top 5 predictions.
Yeah, you're right.
My God, we have to do our top 5 predictions. So
it was all the Jimmy and Stiggs talk. Threw you off.
Had to be done. People wanted to hear it. So would you like to go first or second on your top 5 predictions for what is going to be? Listen, we're in the dregs now of summer.
We're in the Jimmy and Stiggs of summer, if you will.
Yeah. I'll go first. I'm just
go for it.
So, number 1 is going to be weapons. Here's the silver lining. We got giant holdovers.
Oh, yeah.
Weapons made $43 million last week. A 50% drop would be it making like $21 million. I think this is the situation where this movie is going to make $30 million this weekend.
Yeah.
So I think Weapons number 1 at $30 million. Number 2, Freakier Friday. It made 28 last week, and I think that's getting a 50% drop. It's going to make like 13 million, something like that. So that's number 2.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah. Number 3, I think is going to be The Bad Guys 2.
Wait.
It's going to be number 3, and then I think it's going to be Nobody, and then Fantastic Four First Steps, number 5.
What do you think Nobody's going to make?
I think Nobody's going to make like 7 million.
Bad Guys made 10 last weekend. So what do you think that's going to make?
I think that could drop down to like 8 million, and Nobody 2 is 7 million. That's where I'm going.
All right, well, I agree. Weapons, I think, is going to drop, is going to have a great hold.
Okay.
I agree. I think it's going to make 30, 33.
Wow.
I think it could do that.
Full Sinners situation.
I think so.
Wow.
I absolutely think so.
Wow.
Number 2, Freaker Friday, of course.
Of course.
Number 3, I think, is going to be Nobody with Noin.
Okay.
And then under that is Bad Guys 2.
Yep.
And then Fantastic Four.
Wow.
Because I think Fantastic Four is going to drop another 60.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, Fantastic Four First Steps, should the subtitle be changed to Fantastic Four First Flops?
Last gasp.
Fantastic Four Last Gasp.
Yeah.
I do like
because it's not a first flop, because it's the Fantastic Four has flopped several times. Yeah.
The Avengers or Thunderbolts Asterisk week 1, they changed their name to the New Avengers. Just now as a goof to let people go to the movie and goof on it. Change it to Fantastic Four Last Gasps, and have Pedro Pascal do an Instagram video where he takes the poster and he rips the title away, and now it says Fantastic Four: Last Gasps. Just do it.
Yeah.
Why not? It'll get some buzz for the movie.
And while he's ripping it off, there should be a fart noise.
Yes. Well,
like
as he rips, it's
just a
fart. A juicy fart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're not going to do it here, and we're not adding in because it's a raw feed.
Yeah.
But everybody's
heard a juicy fart before.
Yeah. So you put it where now he's ripping the poster off to reveal the new subtitle is Last Gasps. He's pulling it.
About juicy fart.
Juicy fart is playing there.
Juiciest fart you've ever heard.
Yep, that's what's happening there. So follow us on social media at the BO Boys Pod. Subscribe to the Substack. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Get Christopher a job. He is our VP of interns. That does not pay, but that means he's in medical school and he's going to be a doctor unless someone gets him a job in media that pays. So get on that.
Not going to be a regular doctor.
He's going to be a butcher.
Yeah,
total butcher.
They're going to call him. Yeah, he's going to be Dr. Butcher.
Dr. Butcher. Yeah, that's what's happening if we don't get this kid a job in any level of media. Just something that just shows his parents that, he's trying.
Speaking of Eli Roth, I mean, it'll be a hostile situation.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That'll be where he'd make good money there as a doctor in a hospital.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. So 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are YouTubers. Hey guys. And that's all I got, Clayton. I got nothing left. I'm done.
I finished.
Great.
Pat, you've said it all.
Perfect.
Maybe too much.
Yeah, maybe.
There's nothing left to be said.
I can leave.
Except for, until next time, we'll smell you at the box office. Nailed it. Hey guys.